What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Airborne in the house, dropping you guys the latest and greatest cryptocurrency news and updates. Today is July 28th, 2022. Today's video, we'll be doing a crypto market overview, I want to talk about Bitcoin, and I got some interesting things to share with you guys. What I think the bottom's already in that nobody's been talking about. I want to talk about GDP numbers and then earnings. If you guys think that's interesting, stick around. I'll tell you all about it. All right, guys, hopefully you're having a great day today. I sure am. It's real hot outside today, but probably going to head out to the pool later, which would be nice, and enjoy that before I think some storms are coming in. So hopefully you guys are all doing good out there and enjoying your day. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Start with the crypto market overview. The market is doing really good right now. We're up about 10.17% the last 24 hours. We got Bitcoin up about 11.09%, sitting at $23,884. We got Ethereum's up 16.89%, sitting at $1,730. BNB's up 8%, XRP's up about 10%, and Cardano up about 10.76%, sitting at 51 cents. Top gainers the last 24 hours, we got Optimism up about 75%, Synapse up 55.89%, and Bounce Token up about 47.67%. Like I said, whole market's doing really good the last 24 hours. Let's see what we have that are down today. We got Radicals down about 4.05%, Rareables down about 3.25%, and Reflex Index, I don't even know what that is, but it's down about 1.02%, sitting at $2.90. Other than that, pretty much the whole market's looking green today. Today is July 28th. Let's see some of the holidays. A lot of stuff going on. It looks like it's National Chili Dog Day, Milk Chocolate Day. We got World Hepatitis Day, Baptism Day of Kievan Rus, Buffalo Soldiers Day. We got Chili Dog Day. We got Day of Cantabria Institutions. We got Earth Overshoot Day. A whole bunch of different things. National Soccer Day, Water Park Day, World Nature Conservation Day. And a couple people's birthdays. I don't know who they are. All right, crypto bubbles, top 100, sea green. Good to see. Not going to beat a dead horse talking about everything. My favorites, we got Maddox up 15.9%. CKB's doing good, up about 6.8%. Elrond's up 11%. Dot's up 15.4%. Everything's looking good today. Let's take a look at the total crypto market cap. Looks like we're at about $1.07 trillion, according to TradingView. CoinGecko always has this a little bit higher. We are up about, let me just refresh this. Right now it's shown up about 8.7% at about $1.095 trillion. And still, I don't know why it's not refreshing, but let's just jump over to the total crypto market cap. Some TA real quick, 1.7 trillion. So we did have this channel that we were in finally busted out above it, which is good to see. And again, we had that ascending triangle that we broke out of around the 18th of July. So we have that going on. So yeah. All right, Bitcoin dominance. We got about 42.45%. Looks like it's just been trading sideways a little bit. DXY. Do believe the DXY has been coming down a little bit. This is on the daily. Let's just take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, so we did have this descending triangle here that we bust out of, but then we came back down through it, and now it looks like we're just the very tail end of it, but we are down a little bit the last 4 hours. Usually I look at the DXY. When this is down, traditional stock markets are up, and vice versa. All right, so this is just some Bitcoin TA. Again, this is the 4-hour. We have been in this channel ever since around the 13th of June, kind of going up and down, bouncing off of it. Currently breaking out of it throughout the Ichimoku cloud, which is good to see. And then we do have this resistance line here from around the 28th of March that we did break through, which is real good to see. So that's good. Again, this channel that we've been in, we have this resistance line that we have to bust through. So looking around 24,387. If we can bust through that, our next resistance I'm anticipating is around this 30,000. And this goes all the way back to the all-time high back around the 9th, 10th of November. So that's just some quick TA for you guys. All right, we got Fear and Greed Index. We're at a 32, which is good. Yesterday we were at a 28. So it's good to see that we have been in this clump of fear lately, or at least the last month or so, but now we're finally busting out of that and hopefully seeing some relief, which is good to see. All right, so we got traditional markets. Traditional markets doing good today, it looks like. Let me just refresh it. Dow Jones is up 0.79%, S&P up about 0.76%, and NASDAQ up about 0.44%. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is Bitcoin, why I think we bottomed. So this is an interesting tweet that I found, and they said that Bitcoin, there are some misunderstandings about last Bitcoin cycle. One, the entry into the bear market and down channels happened in Q1 2021, not in Q4 when RSI peaked. Number two, for the past 10 years, bear markets always began after RSI popped more than 90 and ended when RSI dropped under 30. He's bullish. So he's saying that essentially this was a fake out, this all-time high that we had back in November of 2021, and this is kind of actually where the start of bear market was back in that mid-April timeframe. And you guys can see that he's looking at the RSI, even though it did kind of peak out around over here, and when we did have the first blow off top, that kind of RSI was down here. But again, if you look at where we're at today, it kind of dipped down below that level that he said, under 30. So he's looking at that, saying that, hey, it's been about, 509 days we've been in pretty much the bear market before we bottomed out. And also something that I found that happened around that right before the second blow off top that we had in November, we had the Bitcoin futures ETF started trading. So Bitcoin's price surged on Tuesday of that time, a 6-month high, climbing past 63,000 as pro shares. Much anticipated futures-focused exchange-traded fund ETF began trading on the New York Stock Exchange. So let me just go back and show you guys something that I did some measuring. So if I measured from the 2017 peak that we had all the way down to about the bottom. So that was about 427 days-ish. And then essentially from the bottom of that time, we've pretty much been like in a bull run all the way to that top. So when we measure that from around the bottom all the way to the top, that's about 798 days before what the guys were saying, basically that we've been in a bear market since and we pretty much bottomed out. But take a look at this. So when you measure from that top all the way kind of to this bottom, look at that, 427 days. It's the exact same, pretty much almost the exact same time that we've had from the 2017 to the bottom, from when they're saying that we had our first peak back in the middle of April 2021 to now, 427 some days. So just taking a look at that, could we potentially be seeing the beginning of a new bull market? Let me just measure this Bitcoin bottom that we had to the top. Could we potentially see another Bitcoin bull market for another 791 days? Potentially. I don't know, but that's just something pretty crazy how they're saying this was a fake out. Just because we had the Bitcoin futures ETF happen, this was just a fake out. And even though it went higher than before, technically this could have been a little bit lower if that Bitcoin futures. So maybe that helped pumped it, but just something that I saw that I thought would be pretty interesting. And it's kind of crazy how it's exactly about those 427 days we've been in that bear trend, and now we're just slowly starting reverse. So keep an eye on that. I thought that was real interesting. All right, so GDP numbers are in. The U.S. GDP was negative 0.9% in Q2. Q1 was a negative 1.5%. That's MF recession, sir. Whereas yesterday, Jerome Powell, when he addressed the CPI numbers, he said that it's not, just because he said so. And it's kind of funny, the term recession, according to analysts, is when you have 2 negative quarters of GDP. That's technically a recession. However, Brian Deese, who, if you guys don't know who Brian Deese is, he's the appointed from Biden as the director of National Economic Council. So he said the other day that 2 negative quarters of GDP growth is not the technical definition of recession. So, but back in 2008, he said that economists have a technical definition of recession, which is 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth. So you can see that right here in this transcript, which he said in 2008. So it's kind of weird. They're just making stuff up just because they're the corrupt government, whatever. And just the term of recession, but obviously we all know that's what we've been in because it's been so bad the last 2 quarters with inflation. And again, we have the White House press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre denying the claim that U.S. is in recession. She says that we are in a transition. Just another clown in this in the government and whatnot. But it's just crazy how they just make it up. And there's a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter, people saying stuff about, I think it was, I forget his name, but he said that, now they're going to change it in dictionary.com, the term of recession. It's just crazy how they just make stuff up. So, yeah. All right, last thing I'll talk about is earnings. So, yesterday we did have Meta earnings, which weren't that great. That stock kind of dumped right after in the after hours. Ford did good, and Etsy, I do believe, did pretty well. Everything else I don't know. And then before open earlier this morning, we had Pfizer and MasterCard, two of the big ones. Pfizer did pretty good, it looked like. They had an earnings per share of 2.04, beating expectations of 1.8. And then they also had a revenue of 27.7 billion, beating the expectations of 25.98 billion. So they did good. And then secondly, MasterCard did pretty well. They had earnings per share of 2.56, beating expectations of 2.37. And they had a revenue of 5.5 billion, beating their expectations of 5.28. So that's pretty good for those two companies. And again, huge earnings for after close today. We got Apple, Amazon, which I speculate that they're probably not going to do that well. I still have some friends that are still in it, and they're telling me that there's hiring freezes going on and a bunch of crazy stuff. So who knows with Amazon? I don't know. I think they kind of peaked out in my opinion. They've been around long enough, unless they, I don't know, have something crazy that happens. So that's with Amazon. And then last, we got Intel and then some other small companies out there for earnings. And then tomorrow, before open, we got not really any big companies. We got Exxon and Chevron, Procter & Gamble. So just keep an eye on earnings, guys. We have that going on. Last but not least, Mega Millions this Friday being drawn at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard. I think it's one of the top 4 most for the Mega Millions at 1.02 billion. So go grab a ticket, even though the odds is absolutely insane. Hey, you never know. It's just like gambling with cryptocurrency and those S coins and all these meme coins that you guys, or even I admit it myself, that we all invest into. Hey, it's worth a shot. Just a reminder for that. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys. Go check me out on TikTok if you haven't already at Crypto Airborne. Go follow me on Instagram at crypto_airborne. And last but not least, go follow me on Twitter if you guys want to at crypto_airborne, where I am the most active and I do all my real-time updates and whatnot. And don't forget, I do have a community, Crypto Airborne community. Just click on that and search for me, and then I'll add you guys. I do a little bit of tidbits of information here and there for you guys, so would appreciate if you want to give me a follow or follow the group on there. That'd be awesome. But that's all I have for you guys. If anything crazy tonight, I'll pump out another video. Other than that, smash that thumbs up button your way out. Consider subscribing if you aren't subscribed, and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified as soon as I upload a video. That's all I have. Crypto Airborne, out.